After accepting a dangerous mission, a sniper gained extreme power in a notorious cave. The Special Action Force carried out an operation to track down the hideout of the syndicates, led by Modi. The Special Force made one of their colleagues, named Sun, into an undercover agent to pose as a client. While they were on their way to the place where the products of the syndicate were sold, Sun pretended to be tired and wanted to rest for a while. That was the moment that he gave a signal so that his companions could detect him. When they did, Captain Wang immediately assigned Lotzi, who served as the group's sniper, to confirm Sun's location. But someone suddenly called Modi to inform him that Sun was an undercover agent. In Modi's anger, he did not hesitate to punch Sun and point a gun at him. When he was about to kill Sun, Lotzi quickly took action to stop it. Then he also targeted his other colleagues and shot them. For that reason, Modi was forced to take Sun as a hostage. He took Sun to their hideout, and Lotzi's group quickly followed them. But when they got to the pool before the cave, Mr. Hua, who was their guide, warned them not to continue. He stated that many people already died there, and this was also the reason why people in nearby villages avoided this place. However, Captain Wang still decided to continue their mission. When they started walking, Lotzi suddenly felt something strange, and his right eye suddenly affected by an unknown power. But he did not pay much attention to it, and just continued walking until they entered the cave. They saw a corpse who seemed died while praying. Lotzi suddenly felt something in his eye, and that's when the color of one of his eyes changed. Then he saw the statue gradually appearing in front of him. When he touched it, they suddenly felt a tremor and Lotzi's eyes returned to normal. It turned out that the secret door where many boxes were stored suddenly opened, and they suspected that these boxes contained illegal drugs. A few moments later, they heard Sun screaming while running towards them, saying that there was a monster. The door suddenly closed too, and this made Sun very angry at Modi. Captain Wang decided to check what the two were afraid of. When they noticed that someone passed by near them, it was here that the monsters attacked their other companions one by one. They tried to rain bullets on these creatures, but they were able to hide immediately. But soon, a monster appeared, so they shot it repeatedly. This creature managed to knock down another of their teammates, and Lotzi tried to hit it with his gun again. Because of this, he was also able to successfully kill it, causing Sun to be amazed at what he did. But after a while, more monsters appeared to them. So they quickly ran to escape these creatures. They came to the part of the cave where they found something that looked like a tower. Then Mr. Hua appeared to them, and they were surprised by this. Modi revealed that it was Mr. Hua who brought him there to hide the illegal drugs, and he was the one who also told him that Sun was an undercover agent. Mr. Hua said that he only intended to bring Mo's group because of their wrongdoings. But he did not expect that someone would open the door even though it was sealed. At that moment, he suddenly let out a very powerful aura, and his appearance also changed. Captain Wang was about to attack, but his gun just turned into dust. Mr. Hua had no intention of letting them go. When the monsters attacked Captain Wang, Lotzi moved quickly to save him with his dagger. It turned out that it possessed power, and with the help of his eye, he also acquired great power to deal with the monsters. After what he had shown, the monsters were afraid of him, so they retreated. That was when Mr. Hua realized why the seal was opened, and he suspected that he was Wu Mian's colleague. But Lotzi did not know who this Wu Mian was, so Mr. Hua said that he was the owner of the dagger that Lotzi was using. When Mr. Hua was about to start his attack on Lotzi, someone suddenly stopped him. When he looked up, he was surprised because it was Wu Mian's doing. Mr. Hua immediately attacked, and this caused the death of Modi. But it still did not work on Wu Mian, who easily destroyed the huge rocks. When he got close to Mr. Hua tried to attack him, but even his weapon was destroyed. Then Wu Mian immediately pointed a gun at him, causing him to sweat. He could not believe that just because of a pill that he stole from Wu Mian, he had been chasing him for almost 1,000 years. When Wu Mian was about to kill him, Mr. Hua suddenly said that he shared the pill with someone else, and that person was now the same as him. They agreed that Wu Mian would not kill Mr. Hua if he told him who took half the pill. Mr. Hua immediately said that it was his nephew, named Yang Zhao. But Mr. Hua did not expect that Wu Mian would order Lotzi to kill him. Mr. Hua got angry at him for not keeping his word, but Wu Mian justified and said that he was not the one to do it. Because of this, Mr. Hua quickly approached Lotzi to grab the dagger and make him a hostage. But he forgot that the owner of the dagger was Wu Mian, who could still control it. Wu Mian gave the gun to Lotzi and ordered him again to kill Mr. Hua. Suddenly, Mr. Hua rushed at Lotzi, but Lotzi managed to get ahead of him. Then Wu Mian approached the tower, and he destroyed it using his dagger. Black smoke came out of Mr. Hua's body, and then it entered Lotzi's body. For this reason, he lost consciousness and he dreamed of the day when he first saw Wu Mian's dagger. When he woke up, he was in the hospital and the knife was next to him. He immediately got up because he heard a noise, and when he approached it, it turned out to be Sun. He found out that he had been unconscious for 3 days, and Sun also told him that Captain Wang had been sent back. When he was about to leave and return to his room, they sensed that someone was coming. He attacked this person with a dagger, but she only grabbed his weapon. It turned out to be Bella, who was a member of the Bureau of Paranormal Investigation, which in charge in doing the research, and just a few moments later, Director Hao also came there. He accompanied them to the Bureau's head office because someone was waiting for them. While they were on the trip, Hao mentioned to Lotzi about the Bureau and what kind of incidents they were investigating. When they arrived at the head office, they went straight to Chief Gao Liang's office. While they were eating, it was here that they found out that they would also become members of the Bureau. At first, they both doubted whether they would accept being investigators. But when they found out that they would be paid 10 times more than their previous job, they immediately accepted the offer. They were assigned in the first section where it was being led by Director Hao. When Director Hao took them to the base operation of the first section to hopefully introduce them to other members, Director Hao was surprised that there was no one there. June quickly came out of the bathroom, and it was here that Director Hao found out that Director Chiao of the second section borrowed their other members. When Bella came there, she took them with her to go to Director Ouyang to get their equipment. Bella also told them that they were currently in a 3-month probation period, and they would only become full employees if they passed the evaluation test. She added that she would be their supervisor and the one to evaluate their performance. A few hours later, Wu Mian came and he was the one who told Chief Gao Liang to bring Lotzi and Sun in the bureau. Chief Gao Liang also informed him that Lotzi had absorbed Mr. Hua's power. When they went to the office of Chief Gao Liang, he showed him the ruin that they believed to be the Daiweishi kingdom because of its emblem. But he immediately said that this was not the emblem of the Daiweishi kingdom because this emblem had a small difference from the emblem of the Daiweishi. He added that this could be from the Guji kingdom, which according to legend was the said kingdom that suddenly disappeared. Because of the incident that happened there, they were planning to visit it, and also to find out if the legend about the Guji kingdom was true. Meanwhile, Bella continued to explain to Lotzi about what they needed to know in the bureau. She mentioned about the 6 investigative sections where the first section was the main section before. But since the betrayal incident, a lot had changed. Bella belonged to the 5th section, which was responsible for the intel collection and equipment support. While the 6th section was handling the cases that could not be accommodated by the 5 sections. For the first mission of Lotzi and Sun as members of the Bureau, they would join the joint operation of the 1st section and 2nd section, and Wu Mian would also be with them. When Director Hao and Director Chiao faced each other, Director Chiao informed that the 2 members of the 1st section that he borrowed would be part of his section. Because of this, they had an argument, which they always do. A few minutes later, they left to go to the Badangelan desert where their mission would be carried out. While they were on the trip, Chief Gao Liang explained the situation and their mission. They had to find and rescue the missing archaeologists and the rescue team who were unable to return after entering the ruins which believed to be the Guji kingdom. A few hours later, they arrived at the Badangelan desert. Bella showed them the structure of the ruin and the possible whereabouts of the missing people. When Director Chiao got enough information, he immediately decided to enter the ruin to know the situation there. While Director Hao waited for the preparation of the equipments that they needed to use. At night while they were sleeping, Lotzi woke up when he felt a tremor. It turned out to be the herd of sheeps, and one of them stared at him until his eye color changed again. He seemed to be attracted by this sheep, when Sun also woke up and followed Lotzi. Bella saw them, and when Lotzi was close to the sheep, it was here that Sun touched him, causing him to go back to his senses. The sheep suddenly disappeared, so Sun did not believe what he had seen. When they were about to return, Sun and Lotzi suddenly fell in a quicksand. Because of this, Sun lost consciousness, so Lotzi slapped him to wake him up. Based on the condition of the ground, Lotzi knew that it would be difficult for them to climb up. Sun tried to call Director Hao to ask for help, but there was no signal down there. After a while, Lotzi was surprised to see a creature on Sun's head. When it ran away, Lotzi shot at it until it clung onto his arm and bit him. He tried to catch it, but Sun could not see it. The creature managed to get hold of Lotzi's gun and aimed at them. They quickly hid, and after a while, someone suddenly attacked the creature, causing it to drop the gun. It quickly left, and they saw Bella, who was the one who attacked it. They found out that Chief Gao Liang had assigned her to watch over the two of them. Since they were there already, Bella decided to explore the area as well. They arrived in a room and Bella said that it was possible that they were inside the Guji kingdom. They immediately started investigating it until Bella noticed something strange. But it was too late for her to tell Sun because he had already moved a stone block. When Bella and Sun were about to be covered by big stones, Lotzi quickly saved them. Meanwhile, at the top, Director Hao was wondering because Lotzi and Sun had not come out of the tent yet. When he looked inside the tent, he found out that the two were no longer there. Then one of their colleagues also informed him that Bella was also missing. Lotzi's group survived the stone blocks, but Bella was disappointed at them. After a while, Lotzi noticed that a stone block seemed to have been moved before too. They tried to push it and found something that they could pull. When Lotzi pulled it, the door surrounded by stone blocks gradually opened. They entered it and ended up on another floor of the ruin. After a few minutes of walking, they saw the tomb that they believed to be King Baijia's. Bella ordered Lotzi and Sun to open the casket. But they could not open it, and when Bella heard the sound of the coffin, she knew immediately that it was a copper coffin. It is said that there used to be a belief that when the remains of the deceased were placed in a copper coffin, its soul would remain sealed inside for life. This was a type of punishment that was done in the past, so it was possible that there was something wrong with the king. Lotzi suggested to Bella to try his dagger. Bella agreed to this, and when Lotzi used it, he quickly opened the casket. When they saw the remains inside, they noticed that it was not a corpse that had died more than 2,000 years ago. Bella thought that it might not King Baijie. When Sun touched the corpse, he was shocked that someone held him, and he suddenly fell. He ended up in a room with many murals on the wall, so Bella decided that they would go down there too. Director Hao spoke to Director Ouyang to inform him of what had happened, and he also asked for help on what they could do to trace the missing member's exact location. Director Ouyang thought to inform Chief Gao Liang about this first, and he would call again for their next step. But since Director Hao could not wait any longer, he decided to go down to the ruins as well. When Lotzi and Bella got down to where Sun fell, there was also another coffin in there. Bella immediately investigated the murals on the walls. She got a lot of information from the murals, and took them as the basis that it was possible to find King Baijia corpse inside the coffin. Lotzi wondered why the skin color of the king and his son was blue. After a few moments, Sun was surprised to see the lamp resting on the coffin because it was not there before. Lotzi looked at the mural again, and when he was about to approach the lamp, he suddenly collapsed and lost consciousness. When he regained consciousness, the lamp was already lit, and after a while, King Baijia appeared to them. He repeatedly mentioned the word traitor, and was saying to return his son. When he rushed at them, Bella tried to defend, but she was easily injured by his weapon. Then he also targeted Sun, so Lotzi used his dagger to fight him. Lotzi was currently having nightmares when Wumian arrived there. That was the moment when Sun found out that Wumian was the director of the 6th section. Wumian had a hunch that Lotzi was inside an illusion, but even if it was not true, it still had an effect on Lotzi's real body. So if he died inside the illusion, this would also happen to his real body. In order to save him, Wumian decided to enter this illusion as well. While King Baijia was strangling Lotzi, he heard Wumian's voice commanding him to release Lotzi. But he did not obey, so Wumian was forced to attack him. He tried to disguise himself as a smoke, but Wumian still caught him. Then Wumian told Lotzi to remove the lamp from the coffin. After that, Lotzi woke up and Sun was very happy that he was saved. That was when Lotzi found out that Wumian was the director of the 6th section. Then he suddenly remembered something when he was still inside the illusion, so he told them where the door was. Since Director Hao was already in the ruins, June was assigned by Chief Gao Liang to find out the center point of the area and prepare for the excavation. Suddenly, one of their colleagues came to inform June that they had detected a signal fluctuation that might be coming from Director Hao. They also confirmed that this was the center point of the underground complex. Meanwhile, after Lotzi's group opened the door that he was referring to, they saw the 10 stairs. Wumian said that there was only one right way, so he asked Sun to choose which stair they would go. When Sun was able to choose, Wumian immediately walked over and they followed. After a few moments, the other stairs collapsed one by one until only the one they were passing through was left. But soon it also gradually disappeared, so they fell in a place where there were many trees with red leaves. They found some night pearls in the area that made Sun very happy. After a while, they saw Director Hao and Director Chiao floating in the lake, and both were unconscious. Lotzi and Sun quickly approached to try to get them out of the water, but some water plants attacked Sun and dragged him down. Lotzi saved him, and they found the other archaeologists who were reported missing. When they got out of the water plants attacked them again, so Lotzi used the dagger to block them. Director Hao was the first to regain consciousness, but when Director Chiao regained consciousness, he suddenly attacked Director Hao. Since he did not stop attacking Director Hao, they thought that it was possible that he also entered the illusion like what happened to Lotzi earlier. Because of this, Wumian threw an explosive into the lake, and when it exploded, Chiao came to his senses. Then the creature they fought earlier appeared to them. They rained bullets on it until it was hit by Wumian's attack. The small creature rushed at Wumian, but it did not expect that Wumian's attack was ready for him. For this reason, the illusion it placed in the room where they were was removed. Then Wumian captured and locked the creature, so it could not escape. They immediately approached the archaeologists to check their condition, and found out that their chi was sealed. After a while, they were successfully tracked down by June. The archaeologists were immediately brought up, while they investigated the ruin first. When they were returning to the headquarters, the night pearls fell from Sun's clothes. Sun immediately denied that he took them. They thought that Director Hao would be angry about this, but they were surprised when he said that they would divide the night pearls among themselves. Wumian came there and picked up a night pearl. Then he approached Lotzi to order him to send his pearl to the given address. He also reminded Lotzi that no one else should know the address on the paper. When they arrived at the headquarters, they made a toast to celebrate the success of their mission. Then they all fell asleep because they drank so much. The next day when Lotzi and Sun woke up, Lotzi was surprised that Sun's skin color was different. Because of this, Sun wrapped himself up so that they could go to their training. They met Bella, and when she saw Sun's condition, she took them to Director Ouyang's laboratory. According to Director Ouyang, there was no problem with Sun's body, and it might be just because he drank the water in the ruins. So he told Bella to accompany him to the irradiation room to restore the natural color of his skin. Since Lotzi was also there, Director Ouyang also checked his body. But Director Ouyang saw something that worried him, but he did not tell Lotzi about it. He had no idea that his colleague who had a relationship with Director Chiao also saw it. After hearing this information, Director Chiao was alerted and decided to arrest Lotzi to lock him up. Ouyang informed Chief Gao Liang and Wumian that they had to find a way to prevent the spread of the abnormal energy in Lotzi's body. He added that it won't be long before Mr. Hua's power would swallow him forever. A few moments later, Bella suddenly came to inform them about Lotzi's arrest. They went to him immediately, and found that Director Hao and Director Chiao were arguing. Director Chiao wanted to hear Chief Gao Liang's reason for recruiting Lotzi, who could potentially be a threat to the Bureau. Even though Chief Gao Liang and Director Ouyang assured him that they were working on a solution to this, Chiao was still not convinced. So before Chiao left, Chief Gao Liang told him that if there was any problem with Lotzi, he would immediately step down from his position as chief. Director Chiao said that he would keep a close eye on Lotzi and Sun while they were still on probation. As soon as Lotzi was released, Bella informed them that they needed to train harder if they want to become full members of the Bureau. She said that she had also made their daily schedule for their training. They started it right away, and Bella made sure that the schedule she made was being followed. A few days later, Director Chiao conducted an evaluation on whether they should be accepted as full members of the Bureau. They were taken to a village, and their mission was to catch the person who was responsible for attacking the chickens at night. When they started the mission, they went straight to the house of their target, named Leo. After a while, they heard the sound of a chicken, so they quickly went to it. They saw Leo eating a chicken, but according to Lotzi, Leo was only being controlled by an evil spirit. Leo ran quickly, so they immediately chased after him. Sun thought of a way, so he separated from Lotzi. Then Lotzi managed to hit Leo with his weapon. Leo tried to run away again, but Lotzi immediately grabbed him and they fought. Until Sun came there and successfully caught Leo. Not long after, Director Chio's staff also arrived there. They were about to go back when one of Director Chio's staff stopped Lotzi. He was taken to Leo's house, and Chio's staffs pointed their gun at him. It turned out that Director Chio intended to bring him there because he did not want him to stay in the bureau anymore. He wanted Lotzi to stay in this village. But they did not expect that Director Hao and Bella followed them. Bella showed Chief Gao Liang's message that since the two passed the evaluation, they were now official members of the bureau. Director Chio could do nothing but let Lotzi go. A few days later, the coma incident spread to Qilin City, and one night, some members of the 4th section became the victims of this. Because of this, Director Lin decided to inform the headquarters about it. So Wu Mian ordered Lotzi to come to Qilin City to help in the investigation with the 4th section. They were met by the police officer who was assigned to accompany them. While they were on their way to the hospital where the director was, Bella handed Lotzi the medicine that would help him to temporarily control the abnormal energy in his body. Sun asked Yang if he had been busy in the past few days because of the series of incidents happening in the city. So Yang talked about the cases of a few people who were currently comatose, and the cause of this had yet to be determined. When they arrived at the hospital, they were met by Director Lin. He showed them the mark that appeared on the neck of the victims. Lotzi immediately noticed that this mark seemed familiar to him. Bella decided to do a comprehensive checkup on the victims first, while Lotzi and Sun were told by Director Lin to rest for a while. Because of this, the two left the hospital to get some fresh air outside. Lotzi could not help but wonder if the medicine given to him was really working. After a while, Bella called him to let him know what happened to Director Lin. They immediately entered the hospital to see Director Lin, and according to Bella, he was seen unconscious outside the hospital. They met Yang in the elevator, and they found out that his wife was also a patient there. They also learned from a nurse that it was because his wife got involved in a car accident 3 years ago, and this caused the baby that was still in his wife's womb to be killed. These events were not easy for Yang, which caused him to repeatedly make an attempt to commit suicide. When they went to Director Lin's room, they saw Wu Mian there. He informed them that Director Lin's case was the same as Lotzi's because he also absorbed an abnormal energy. But he was able to immediately seal its 7 orifices to make sure that the abnormal energy would not enter the internal organs. Using Wu Mian's power, he released the abnormal energy and they put it in a container. Then he instructed Lotzi and Sun to stay there to keep watch. A few hours later, while they were sleeping, Lotzi had a dream and someone was telling him to accept the power that was inside his body. Because of this, he suddenly woke up and saw Wu Mian. Then he was surprised to see himself next to him. It turned out that Wu Mian borrowed his consciousness to create his doppelganger. And when Sun woke up, he was also surprised to see himself. Wu Mian ordered him to release the abnormal energy because they were going to find the person who did it. They were given a red string that they needed to cut in case something bad happened. Then they immediately started chasing the abnormal energy. After they entered a room, it was in here that Lotzi was suddenly attacked. The attacker asked him how Mr. Hua died. When Sun threw a stone at it, Sun was attacked by it too. Lotzi moved quickly to attack it, and then he told Sun to cut the red string. But things fell into Sun, causing him to let go of the string, so Lotzi wrestled with the opponent. When Sun got up, he immediately took and cut the string, then Wu Mian showed up. He beat the opponent. After that, they woke up in their real body. The person controlling the puppet was on the rooftop of the building, and it turned out to be Yang. He was the nephew of Mr. Hua who acquired part of the pill, and was also the leader of Wushan Mountain. But his other colleagues refused to follow him, especially Lu Yun. He found out that these men were the perpetrators of the coma incident. They wanted him to return to their hideout, but he could not do it because of his wife's condition. When they heard Yang's reason, Lu Yun just wanted to get the Earth Pearl, so that they would not need to disturb Yang anymore. But up to that moment, Yang had not been able to find it yet. While Bella was injecting something around the mark of the patient, Lotzi suddenly remembered something. Sun noticed that something was coming out of the mark, and when they lit it, Bella recognized it as an ancient voodoo trick bug poison. This was similar to the technique used by Mr. Hua before. At that moment, they could not do anything about it because it might just put the victims in danger. Lotzi also mentioned that he saw this mark before on the necklace of a victim when they were in ruins. A few minutes later, Yang came there, and Bella handed him what they had discovered about the case. Yang asked them if one of them could accompany him, so that he could also give the documents that were at their station. He chose Lotzi, and Lotzi did not hesitate to come with him. They had no idea that Luyan would follow them. Meanwhile, Bella went to Yang's wife to see if they could do something about her condition. While Bella was looking at her data, Sun noticed something under her bed. It turned out that these were night pearls, and were similar to what they saw in the Guji kingdom. From what they saw, they thought that Yang also went to the ruins, so they returned to contact the headquarters. Bella sent Yang's photo to Director Ouyang, and they saw that Yang's face was the same as the leader of Wushan Mountain. Since they still lacked enough information, they were assigned to investigate Yang. Director Ouyang noticed that Lotzi was not with them, so they mentioned that he was with Yang for the handover of the documents. But according to Director Ouyang, it had been taken care of by Chief Gao Liang long ago. Because of this, they immediately called Lotzi to ask him to go back to the hospital. When Lotzi told Yang that he needed to go back because Sun wanted to have a drink, Yang suddenly stopped the car. He was let out of the car, and it was here that Lotzi remembered that Yang was the one wearing a necklace with a mark similar to the one on the victim's neck. Yang said that he wanted to get Mr. Hua's power from him because he would use it to save his wife. Then Yang suddenly transformed as the leader of Wushan Mountain. He attacked Lotzi, but Lotzi got a chance to get into the car. Yang still blocked his way, and when he noticed that the big rock was about to collapse, he bumped the car into it. Because of what he did, the rocks collapsed and covered Yang, then he was able to leave there successfully. When Director Lin woke up, he told Bella where he had been attacked. It was on Zhongshan's South Road, so when Lotzi called Sun, they found out that Wumian also told him to go to this exact same place. After hearing this, they immediately left to go there. On the other hand, Yang got up, then Luyan came to inform him that he knew the location of the Earth Pearl, and they needed to go there. He also said that the Bureau would definitely blame him for the coma incident. When Lotzi's group entered the same building which was referred by Wumian and Director Lin, they were confronted by zombies. At first, they avoided them because they were thinking that those were people who were only being controlled. But when Bella hit one of these attackers, they found out that they were just puppets. Because of this, they did not hesitate to attack the enemies. After a while, Wumian appeared and told them to go to basement level 3. When they arrived there, they saw the Earth Pearl that Luyan's group had been looking for a long time. As soon as Luyan found out that Lotzi's group had acquired the Earth Pearl, they immediately informed Yang. They took Yang's wife as a hostage to force him to take the Earth Pearl from Wumian. The next day, they went to the room of Yang's wife, but they found out that she was no longer there. They did not know that a camera had been placed in the room, which was the reason for Yang to know that the Earth Pearl was inside the bag that Wumian left to Lotzi's care. It turned out that Yang was waiting outside the hospital, so when Lotzi's group got out and when Bella was separated from them, Yang deliberately bumped into Lotzi. Because of this, Yang successfully grabbed the bag. Lotzi tried to chase after Yang, but they failed to follow him. Yang thought that he had already escaped from Lotzi, but Wumian appeared to him. He tried to run away, but Sun and Lotzi blocked him. When he was about to attack, Wumian immediately stopped him. Because of this, Yang was forced to use the blood evasion, so he could teleport. Wumian told Lotzi of his suspicion that someone else was the mastermind behind the coma incident, and not Yang. While they were waiting for Yang, his men informed him that Yang's wife had lost her life. A few moments later, Yang arrived while carrying the Earth Pearl. But after he gave it to Luyan, he found out that they had a plan to kill him. When Luyan's men rushed at him, he was able to attack them first. Yang immediately approached his wife, and that was the moment when Luyan informed him that she was dead, and he attacked Yang from behind. Then Luyan also admitted that he was also responsible for the accident that happened to Yang's wife. This made Yang so angry that he rushed to attack, but Luyan's men immediately knocked him down. Luyan was about to kill him when Lotzi's group suddenly came to stop him. Luyan sent his men to attack, but Wumian was also there who attacked them first. In Luyan's fear, he was about to run away, but Yang was able to stop him. They both fought, while Lotzi's group faced the other opponents. Wumian approached Yang's wife because he had something to do. He took her to another dimension, and he took something from her. Yang was about to kill Luyan, but Lotzi and Sun immediately stopped him. They informed him that once Luyan died, those who were in the hospital would also be affected due to the bug poison. Sun received a call from Bella, and they learned that Luyan's victims were starting to attack. Wu Mian managed to stop Yang, and he also told them to go back to the hospital. Then he made a way to make Lu Yan remove the bug poisons from his victims. Lu Yan was so afraid of what might happen to his body after being tortured, so he was forced to follow Wu Mian's command. While they were trying to stop Lu Yan's victims from attacking, something activated that caused the victims to suddenly collapse. Then they saw the bug poisons that were about to escape, so they quickly took action to prevent it from happening. While Yang was carrying his wife and was about to go out, Wu Mian told him that he could help him, and Wu Mian made him sleep as well. When he woke up, he was already in the hospital, and the nurse gave him the letter which was from Wu Mian. While he was reading it, he suddenly heard the baby's cry. He went out of the room to go to the baby, and when he saw his child, he was filled with happiness. A few days later, after director Ouyang re-examined Lotzi's body, he could not believe that at this level, Lotzi could still handle the power he got from Mr. Hua. So he understood why Director Chiu would not agree to let Lotzi stay in the bureau. It seemed that he knew that Lotzi should not be taken lightly. When Lotzi arrived at the headquarters, they learned from Bella that they had 6 days off after their mission. While they were talking, they noticed that their colleagues were surrounding the new member of the 6th section. When Sun checked who it was, he was surprised because it turned out to be Yang. Because of this, they just made an excuse that they had to do something else to get away from Yang. One night, while the Lingyan temple was busy in a preparation, a disciple suddenly caught fire. Master Xiao quickly took action to save him. When he looked at the gate, he saw someone who seemed familiar to him. Because of this, he immediately called Chief Gao Liang to inform him of the possibility that their former colleague, named Sonda, was still alive. Lotzi had just finished their 6-day vacation, so Bella picked him up because they were assigned to go to the Lingyan temple. While they were waiting for Sun, Bella said that the person they were going to meet was one of the founding members of the bureau. When Sun arrived, they did not expect that Yang was also with them on this mission. A few hours later, they arrived at the Lingyan temple. They found out that Lotzi used to live there when he was young. So when they met Master Xiao, he was very happy to see Lotzi. Master Xiao also said that the reason that he took Lotzi in was to train and bring him into the bureau. Meanwhile, Sonda managed to hack the bureau's data. Because of this, they got all the information about the investigators. But he became more interested in Lotzi because he also knew that there was a hidden power in Lotzi's body. From the data they obtained, they also immediately traced Lotzi's current whereabouts. Sonda now intended to start taking his revenge on Chief Gao Liang in the bureau for what they had done to him. Master Xiao would have wanted them to rest at the temple for that night, but Bella said that Chief Gao Liang ordered them to pick him up because he was no longer safe there. But Master Xiao refused to leave the temple, so he told them to go back to the headquarters. Just a few minutes later, Sonda's followers started attacking the bureau members. When an alert signal was received, Director Ouyang was surprised when he saw it on his monitor. He tried to contact them, but he received no response. So it was here that he called Chief Gao Liang to ask him to go to his laboratory. When Chief Gao Liang arrived at the laboratory, Director Ouyang told him that the investigators' records had been leaked. Due to the series of deaths of the investigators, he ordered everyone to destroy the bracelets that they were wearing. They immediately followed it and were on the way back to the headquarters. Just a few moments later, something suddenly exploded in the mountain where they came from. When Sun stopped the car, they realized that it was at Lingyan Temple. Lotzi immediately ordered Sun to return to the temple. But they noticed that someone was approaching them. When the creature attacked, Sun quickly drove the car. But it turned out that it was not alone because there were many others like this creature. While they were being chased by them, Lotzi tried to attack the enemies. Until one of these creatures caught up with them, and the car was suddenly stopped by it. They quickly got out of the car, and that was when they fought the creatures. While one of the opponents had already headed to the Lingyan temple. When Yang picked up his cell phone, it was already broken, so in his anger, he attacked the enemies. He used his power to consume the opponents. But there were still too many of them, so he just told his companions to go to the temple, and he would take care of the enemies. Lotzi prepared to leave, but after a while, Sun suddenly smelled something. When they turned their heads to its source, there was a chaos happening in the city as well. Chief Gao Liang was informed of the current situation of Bella, and the other directors who was still wondering about the situation also came there. Chief Gao Liang instructed them to gather their remaining investigators and immediately head to Qinghe City to save the people. Although they knew that the enemy just wanted to kill all the investigators, this was the only way that they could think of to save the people of the city. When they arrived at the temple, they split up to speed up their search for the survivors. Master Xiao was currently fighting the creature when Bella arrived to his location. Lotzi came there too, and he immediately attacked the enemy. The two of them fought, while Bella and Sun helped Master Xiao. The enemy was able to throw Lotzi, so Sun decided to help and fight back. When Lotzi got up, the three of them helped each other to fight the enemy. Until Lotzi had a chance to defeat and kill it. They looked for Master Xiao, but he was no longer there, and more enemies had arrived in the temple. It turned out that Sanda had Master Xiao, so while he was watching Lotzi's group fighting with his disciples, Sanda remembered the day of his last mission as a member of the Bureau. He got separated from Chief Gao Liang and Master Xiao, and he could not call them. In this mission, he burned and fell, so Chief Gao Liang and the others thought that he was dead. While he was venting his grievances to Master Xiao, Lotzi aimed at him, but he only blocked the attacks. Then he told Lotzi everything he knew about him based from what he had read in Lotzi's profile at the Bureau. The Bureau knew that the day would come when his power would also swallow him, but they were still trying to control him. And if he turned into a monster, the Bureau would definitely kill him. Apart from this, it was also stated in his profile that he was a dangerous person and was recommended to be eliminated. That was the moment when Sun shot Sanda because he was fed up with what Sanda was saying. Master Xiao tried to calm Sanda too, but he was just being attacked by him. Then he also attacked Lotzi and his companions, and he told them his purpose in the temple. He wanted to get the map of Tianli, and he knew that it was hidden in the temple. Since Master Xiao could not bear Sanda's torture on Lotzi, he told him where it was hidden. Sanda went to it, and it was located at the bottom of the temple. Lotzi tried to get up and followed Sanda inside. A few minutes later, Bella and Sun also got up to help Master Xiao. When the debris were about to fall, Yang came there to save him. When Yang found out that Lotzi had followed Sanda inside, he and Sun also decided to enter there. As Lotzi was on his way down, his eyes were affecting him. After a while, he reached the bottom and saw Sanda looking at the map of Tianli. Sanda said that it was stronger than the power inside their body. After Lotzi heard this, he immediately attacked Sanda to stop him, but he was thrown away by Sanda's strength. When Sanda grabbed him, he got a chance to attack, and that was when Yang and Sun arrived to help him. The two were attacked by Sanda, and while he was busy fighting Yang, Lotzi asked Sun to get the map. Yang used his puppetry and attacked Sanda at the same time. After Sanda defeated all of his puppetry, he aimed at Sun who was holding the map of Tianli, but Yang immediately blocked it. Lotzi took this opportunity to attack, but Sanda got ahead of him. Sanda did not expect that the power inside Lotzi's body would be unleashed. Yang also immediately felt that this was the power of Mr. Hua. When Lotzi saw Sanda, he immediately attacked him. He was so strong and fast that he was able to keep up with Sanda. They continued to exchange their strong attacks until Lotzi also took the dagger. With this, he made a very powerful attack that caused Sanda to be thrown away and head straight into the river. But since Lotzi was not in his right mind, he also rushed at Yang and Sunday. But when he hit the map of Tianli, his dagger immediately broke, and this was when he came back to his senses. Other investigators still continued fighting in the city due to the large number of opponents. It was only a few moments when Wu Mian came there, and with just one attack, the enemies were immediately dissolved. But Sanda summoned his disciple, called Chixa. When Director Hao's group was about to be caught in the fire, Lotzi suddenly came to save them. Then he immediately went to Sanda to continue their fight. He was able to knock him down with his first blow, but when he was about to repeat it, he was overtaken by the enemy's attack. After he got up, he created many tornadoes and stuck Sanda inside. But it was not enough to defeat them, and Lotzi was captured by the enemy. Then it was the moment when Sanda started absorbing the power of Mr. Hua. He successfully absorbed it, but Wu Mian suddenly attacked him. It turned out that Wu Mian was just waiting for him to absorb Mr. Hua's power, so that this would not be a problem anymore. He knew that it was safer for Lotzi than to force it to remove from his body. Sanda got up to make Chixa attack, but Wu Mian blocked it effortlessly. Because of this, Sanda could do nothing but accept his fate. When Lotzi was about to fall, he entered the dimension created by Wu Mian. Wu Mian asked him to choose which side of the coin he preferred. But even before he could say his answer, Woo-mian already knew which side he would choose. A few days later, when Lotzi came out of the headquarters, Bella wanted to talk to him, but she hesitated because she kept about its true condition as a secret. This is the end of the last episode of Bureau of Paranormal Investigation Season 1. I hope you like it and give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss new uploaded videos. Thank you for watching.